Hey guys, I know, I suck. I'm sorry. I told you guys I'd be back in a week. Over 3 months ago, I folded again.
I folded. I forgot about Kuwabara!
I just want to let you guys know that I'm serious about building up this channel. It's just school is my primary focus right now. So that being said, I definitely don't intend on making y'all wait months and months for a new video, but this ain't my first rodeo with YouTube either. So while I'm not going to hold myself to a specific and strict upload schedule, I definitely will try very hard to get a video out to y'all at least once every 2 weeks. I want you guys to follow my social media. I'm going to throw up my Instagram. I'm going to be posting updates on all of the videos for both of my channels on my social media so that you guys know what's going on with me. Just in case the video gets delayed or something happens, I will definitely make sure everybody knows so that y'all aren't just sitting in the dark, you know, waiting. What is this dude doing? Where is he at? I'm gonna make sure you guys know everything so that you don't have to, again, wait months and months for an upload and then I just disappear again. But posting once every 2 weeks sounds like a really achievable goal for me, seeing as how I've been doing YouTube for about 4 years now. If you haven't checked out my gaming channel, the name is KillaXB. It's pronounced Killa B though, and the link is at the bottom of my homepage as well as in the description of all of my videos. Now, finally, before we get officially started, I just found out yesterday, being December 23rd of 2021, that my first video was taken down from my channel because of a copyright claim. Not only that, but I got a strike on my account as a whole.
Man, this some old bullshit.
So if you were wondering where that video went, that's what happened. Now, this is where we start to get into the most toxic, menacing Black Force energy fiends in anime. At least out of the ones I've seen so far. So to start off today, being number 5 on this list is Eren Yeager. Exclusively from season 4 though. Any other iteration of Eren is likely to look something like this. I cannot express to you how dark Eren got after he touched Historia's hand. It's only fair to assume that Eren saw one of two things when he did that. He either walked into his parents' room without knocking and accidentally saw them playing American football on the bed.
Get your ass out the goddamn room. Don't come in the goddamn room.
Or he saw the cruel subjugation of his species at the hands of the Titans. Yeah, that's probably it. Or maybe it was... Let's go! I mean, this heifer was bodying people left and right during the attack on Marley. He simply just didn't care about collateral damage whatsoever. Just think of the sheer number of people killed by falling debris or the people killed by other people because of the stampede he caused. And afterwards, when Mikasa confronted him about it, he looked her dead in her eyes, said nothing, and moved the conversation to another topic. Like he ain't feel like talking about all the civilians' deaths he just caused.
Man, fuck them kids, bro. Look around, bro. Look at life.
Season 4 just brought out the worst of this dude, but hey, at least he's not crying every 5 minutes or talking all this shit about defeating the Titans and then getting utterly shafted 8 seconds later.
Damn you all to hell! I'll drive them all out! Kill them with my bare hands! Do you hear me? With my bare hands! You what?
Are you sure about that?
Oh, I'm sorry, did you think I was done highlighting how toxic this dude was in just a handful of episodes? No, not just yet. On top of all of that, this dude refused to wait for the person he was fighting to finish their power-up transformation. I mean, if I were a character in an anime, I would definitely shoot someone while they were standing there, thinking I'd courteously wait while they were slowly but loudly increasing their strength in order to put me 6 feet under.
on his body.
But we're not talking about what I would do, we're talking about what he did do. And what he did was downright diabolical.
Gotcha, bitch! Hey, yo! This nigga got the glizzy! You got the glizzy! You glizzy gobbler!
I mean, come on, Aaron. That act alone got you put on Santa's list of people not getting coals for Christmas, but beatings. That's right, Santa's coming for that ass next Christmas. You got the rest of season 4 to redeem yourself. Otherwise, this guy gonna be paying you a visit on December 25th of 2022. In my experience, he was the first character to completely neglect some of the most important rules in anime. Let me school you all real quick. The 3 most important rules in anime are as follows. Number 3, you do not interrupt people's power-up transitions. That's just rude. Smart, but rude. Number 2, never leave a friend behind. People who do this are worse
than scum.
Hey, you know what? Never mind. Number 1, and easily the most important rule, if you ever see this character, run.
Any questions? Enjoy the climb back up, bitch!
Moving on to the 4th biggest menace in the anime I've seen, we have Zeldris from 7 Deadly Sins. Zeldris is another one of those characters who doesn't let his rage drag him off the deep end, making him that much more of a threat to people he doesn't like. If you saw the first half of this video, then you know that Derriere, another member of the 10 Commandments, which is a group of demons in the show that carry out the will of the Demon King, placed 8th on the tier list. Let's start off with this commandment, which is a fraction of the Demon King's power given to 10 of his subordinates, again, named the 10 Commandments. Zeldris holds the commandment of piety. Now, if you're like me and didn't know the meaning of the word piety, it means the quality of being religious or reverent. And piety is a word that comes from the word pious, which means devoutly religious. His commandment makes anyone who shows their back to Zeldris a slave to him or the Demon King. We see this done towards the end of season 2, where there are hundreds or maybe even thousands of people marching towards Camelot, where Zeldris is sitting on King Arthur's throne. On top of his commandment, he also has abilities, of which there are 3 notable ones, but I'm only going to go over 2 of them. The first is called God, which allows him to nullify any magical attacks thrown at him. The second is called Ominous Nebula, where he creates a vortex pulling things in the area towards him, slicing everything to pieces. Now, the reason why I chose these 2 specifically is because there is nothing more toxic than a character who nullifies magic in a universe where the main power system is magic based. I'm looking at you, Asta. While Meliodas, Zeldris' older, significantly less evil brother, can also nullify and counter magical attacks, he's not who we're talking about right now. I just want y'all to know that both of these 5-foot shorties are toxic as hell. I want you guys to think about this. You train your entire life getting stronger and stronger, going on missions with your closest friends, and you're starting to think to yourself, alright, we're not the little weaklings we used to be a few seasons ago. We're moving up in the world. Then this little bastard runs up on you with the intent to kill you. So you and all your friends use your strongest attacks on him, and he just looks at you straight-faced and nullifies everything you did and murders you. You just wasted all that time and energy training when you could have just slept. Ain't that a shame? Now, I watched the English version of the show because I saw this back before I started watching shows in Japanese. The first anime I watched in Japanese was Hunter x Hunter, which has been my favorite anime since I finished it back at the beginning of quarantine. But the reason I brought up the language is because of his voice. Listen to his voice. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about.
You'll be considered a traitor, and I'll have no choice but to execute you.
Is it just me? I can't be the only person who thinks his voice doesn't match his body. Short ass man baby. Let me chill. Acting like Zeldris ain't my second favorite character in the entire show. First being, of course, the legendary Escanor himself.
A shame. You two are as unlucky as you are foolish.
You are, without a doubt, the cockiest human I've ever met!
And that is the sin of pride.
Moving on to the number 3 spot on my list for people you should absolutely stay away from at all costs. We have someone who is necessary for any Black Air Force Energy tier list. This man, for the entirety of the show, said fuck friendship, fuck these hoes, and fuck your stupid ass Nindo. I want smoke now. Yes, for the number 3 spot, we have Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. His Black Air Force energy simply couldn't be contained in one show. For those of you who don't know, Sasuke was introduced in the show as the quiet kid, the one who kept to himself and really only paid attention to one thing. For some people, this might be TV or collecting things or sports, but not for your favorite Uchiha over here. No, for Sasuke, that one thing happened to be killing his brother. I'm not gonna get into why he wanted him dead so bad, but if you know, you know. So this little bastard spends every single day after that fateful night trying to get stronger so he can kill his brother, while always competing with Naruto's goofy ass. Not only does Sasuke use Naruto's progression as an anchor for his own success, but as a target for his hatred. I mean, this dude was pissed that he couldn't easily one-up Naruto all the time, even though he acted like he was better than him at everything all the damn time when he really wasn't. Now, aside from every female in the Leaf Village wanting to marry this child, he was actually pretty solid sometimes. When he dropped the High Road Act, he was a dependable and sometimes even friendly person, but most of the time, he was just an ass. For example, we spent countless hours watching this piece of shit kid build relationships with Sakura, one of the various girls who dedicated her existence to pleasing Sasuke, Naruto, the spiky-haired protagonist of the show, and Kakashi, the leader of Team 7, to which the 4 of them were assigned, just to turn his back on them at the mention of gaining more power from some pedophile snake man who lives in a cave. Fast forward to Naruto Shippuden, where this man spent the entirety of the show directing his hatred towards different people. Literally, for the first half of the show, he hates his brother, still trying to get strong enough to kill him. Now, I'm about to spoil a piece of Naruto Shippuden. If you haven't seen it and plan on watching it, or just haven't gotten to the part I'm about to talk about, I'll leave a time card here so you can avert the spoiler. So don't come in my comments getting mad at me like I ain't give you fair warning. But yeah, when he eventually kills him, he learns the truth behind that fateful night, and he simply directs his hatred towards another person. This would be an extremely older man who runs like an idiot before getting utterly bodied. You know what Sasuke decides to do with his new foresight? You know what the first thing he thought would be a good idea to do? He broke into a meeting on the same level of importance as all the leaders around the world gathering to talk about how the human race will survive. Oh, let me just crash the 5 Kage summit real fucking quick. I'm sure they won't mind. Not only did his stupid ass do that, but he went in there on some dumb shit and almost died because he's a damn idiot. On top of always hating people, this bastard is always pissed. Like, this motherfucker always got a damn attitude with somebody, and when he gets a chance to beat someone's ass, he just lets out all that built up anger and frustration out on them. But the scary thing about him is he mostly stays composed during his fights. Like, he uses his anger to fuel his strength instead of losing himself in rage, which is not only impressive, but better than having blind rage be your trump card, like a certain demon fox carrying yellow-haired noodle swallowing Rasengan thrower we know. Finally, in the final arc of the show, they kill the final antagonist, and he switches up and threatens to kill everyone if they don't want him as the new Hokage. Like, after all that, you gonna pull some dumb shit like that? This is why your whole clan got Itachi. That's the equivalent of holding a gun to someone's dome and telling them to vote for you. Like, no, run them hands. And that's exactly what they did, somehow resulting in friendship? My take from this is fighting people leads to making friends. What a great lesson. Okay, next up for the number 2 spot on this list, we have a character that emanates a black force aura out of every pore of his body. This spot is especially reserved for Kid Gaara from Naruto.
Go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna go off the deep end.
Yes, I know, 2 shows in a row. Get over it. The interesting part about him being on this list is the fact that it's not even his fault. Bro grew up a monster, and this was entirely due to his childhood. He was treated like a demon in his own village since his birth, because similar to Naruto, he had a tailed beast sealed inside of him as an infant. But instead of Kurama, the 9 tails, Gaara had to provide room and board for Shukaku. the One Tail. In order to contain these monsters, skilled ninja team up to subdue and seal them into children. Why they chose to seal them in babies instead of adults who've mastered discipline and chakra control, I have no clue, but that's how the show works. Now in this show, everyone and their mom is terrified of these monsters, and rightly so, because left alone, they usually go around terrorizing villages and murdering civilians, except for that one time the Three Tails was just chilling in a lake and some assholes came and tried to capture it. The fear in people generated by their existence causes people of any village to shun the carriers of these beasts, having them grow up in isolation, being hated in their own homes for something they had no control over. Oh, you thought that was bad enough? Nah, Gaara's own father, the Kazekage of the village, which Kage is the suffix given to the leader of one of the 5 hidden villages containing ninja, tried to have him assassinated multiple times. Yes, times as in plural. Constantly treated like an outsider, going through betrayal after betrayal, he turns to one thing to fill that void in his heart that should have been filled with love. Yep, you guessed it. That one thing happened to be murdering innocent people to satisfy his bloodlust. So this kid goes around being used as a tool of destruction and a symbol of fear for his village, getting his satisfaction in soaking people's blood into the sand he carries around in the gourd on his back. I'm trying to tell you, this dude is on my list of the top 3 people not to f with in Naruto. He just be killing people for the smallest things. Look at him wrong, speak to him. He almost killed Naruto for accidentally coming across him in a hallway during the final stage of the Chunin exam. And don't even get me started on this motherfucker's attitude. He does not like anybody. He even threatened to kill his own brother for speaking in his presence. If anyone in an anime needed a Snickers, it's definitely him. Finally, for the moment you have all been waiting for. The number 1 spot on this list could be given to nobody other than the Pink Menace himself. No, not the Alaskan Bullworm. The bane of Saiyan's existence. The harbinger of doom. The embodiment of evil. The spot goes to Kid Buu from Dragon Ball.
Oh no, I got old cats spazzing on the edge. I got pop on my whole ass. Got my leg one man.
Let me start off again by restating the fact that I haven't seen Dragon Ball, but since my 3 cousins who I talk to on almost a daily basis won't shut up about this show, I know a small amount about the plot, but a lot about this living, stretchy eraser of a psychopath. Aside from being my favorite Dragon Ball character, he is irrefutably the most toxic character I know in anime. He doesn't just have Black Force energy, he bought all the Black Forces in the store. Not just that, but he wakes up every day and decides which pair he wants to wear for the day. Now, again, seeing as how I haven't seen the show, I've had to watch a bunch of random fights between him and other people like Goku and Vegeta. I have seen this living silly putty literally willingly take blows just because he knows he can regenerate afterwards. I've seen him laugh while getting his shit pushed in during the middle of fights, but the main reason I chose Kid Buu for this position is because of the shit he does and because of the permanent scowl on this menace's face. His face makes it look like he just finished committing several accounts of mass genocide and is thinking of more ways to make the universe suffer. I gotta say, the coolest thing about him to me, aside from his unique appearance, is his signature move and pose. The Planet Destroyer, or Planet Buster. Like, that's just a bomb-ass move to have as an anime character. The only thing I don't really like about him is his voice. He literally sounds like a child, but that's a given seeing as how his name is Kid Buu. He's another one of those characters who fights for the hell of it and enjoys it. This man literally went to the Dragon Ball equivalent of heaven just to beat the shit out of everyone there. Now, I have no clue why he did it, but maybe someone who watched the show does. Bro really washed the main character and Vegeta's sidekick ass with ease, only to get hoed by Goku's plot armor, which was the dumbest I have ever seen, by the way. If not for that, Kid Buu would have killed the both of them and continue running people's fades for shits and giggles. Ain't this a bitch? Alright everyone, I just want to personally thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. I really do appreciate you guys' patience with my crappy upload frequency. Again, I am sorry. You can support me by following my social media and subscribing to my channel and my gaming channel. All links to everything will be down in the description of all of my videos. Again, I just wanted to thank you guys and I will see you on my next video.